Hi students, today's lesson is going to be on distributive property, and you'll be able to use the distributive property to simplify algebraic expressions. So let's get started. So this is a distributive property. It's a property that can be used to rewrite an expression without parentheses. For any numbers a, b, and c, this is what a distributive property question typically looks like, is right here and right here. Okay, and all this rule is saying is that what number you have on the outside of the parentheses when you have an addition of terms or a subtraction of terms, you're multiplying that number on the outside to each of the terms individually. Okay, let's do some example problems, and that might help with understanding all of this crazy variable stuff that's going on here. Oops, okay. So find the product by using distributive property. And mental math. So a lot of the times when we work this out without a calculator, you're doing unnecessary work. So what you want to do is break up this 100 into something that can make your mental math easier. For instance, you have 100 and you have 2. Okay, you're breaking it up. Now what distributive property is saying is that let's take those two numbers, and 100 plus 2, where 100 plus 2 is 102. And now what distributive property is saying is you are multiplying that 3 to 100 and that 3 to 2. So 3 times 100, you can do this mental math. You don't need a calculator for this. It's going to be 300. And 3 times 2 is 6. That's easy to do mental math. And addition of these is simple to do too. Is 300 plus 6 will give you 306. Here's another one. So find the product by using distributive property and mental math. So you're just trying to find the numbers to break this up the best you can. All right. So one way to do this is you can have 4.0 plus 0.1. That's one way to break it up. So let's do that. So 6 times 4 plus 0.1. And now what you're going to do is take that 6, you're going to multiply it to the 4 and the 0.1. So 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 0.1 is just going to be 0.6. This is not something you need to do. You need to work too hard on, because this one decimal place to the left is still going to remain one decimal place to the left. Okay. And 24 plus 0.6 is just going to be 24.6. This is a little harder one than the last one, but you can still do it mentally, okay? Remember, equivalent expressions are two or more expressions that represent the same algebraic expression. So now we're going to be going on with variables, okay? So use a distributive property to simplify each expression. And you guys don't have the benefit of doing this a lot of the times to have the loops if you're doing it digital. But if you're writing this stuff in your notebook, which is completely acceptable, I always think it's nice when you're first doing distributive property to draw these little loops. I do it all the time. I remember doing it over and over and over again when I was a student. That way you just know distributive property is not going away. So what this is telling you is you're doing 7 times x plus, and there's an addition there, so that's, and then 7 times 8. 7 times x, 7 times 8. And now you're just going to simplify this. 7 times x is 7x, plus 7 times 8 is 56. Right? Now you have the 3 on the outside. Don't forget, this is a subtraction sign. So take that into consideration when you do this. So you're going to have 3 times y minus 3 times 2. 3 times y and 3 times 2, which will end up giving you 3y minus 6. Now, don't let the fact that it's a 3-termed expression inside of the parentheses scare you. you're still going to be doing 5 to every single term. So this is going to be 5 times 2x. This is a minus, so take that with you. Minus 5 times 2y plus 5 times 4. I'm just taking the sign that goes in front of that number, okay, or that term. Excuse me. 5 times 2x is, remember, you're multiplying the coefficient to the number, so it'll be 10x minus 5 times 2y is 10y. And then 5 times 4 is 20. How about you pause the video here and try to see if you can get these the same, and you can come back and check them. All right, welcome back. Let's do these problems together and you can check your work. So 9 times x and 9 times 4. So 9 times x plus 9 times 4 will end up giving you 9x plus 36. 2 times 3y, 2 times 4, and 2 times 5. So 2 times 3y minus, remember, there's a subtraction sign here, 2 times 4 plus 2 times 5x. Might be easier for you to type it than it is for me to write it. And now let's just simplify each term. So 6y minus 8 plus 10x. Notice how I'm just writing it. You can take them from one of the other slides in the in like this last slide if you want. Just you might be able to copy and paste this. So 8 times x minus 8 times 7. So that'll be 8x minus 56. And one more. So 3 times 2x plus 3 times 9. So 3 times 2x, 6x plus 27. All right. And now we're done with the notes. So this is your you try problems. You can do these on your own. Thanks for joining. Bye, guys.